That great pan.
What's going on? What's going on? We are live for another episode of Brothers Vent 2. It is me coming to you from Lake Village, Arkansas. I'm drinking no water as always, but I got a refrigerator full of blue juice. I might bring some out.
Hey,
It's gonna be nasty.
Nasty boy, this is 09. Oh, okay.
Can y'all hear me? I know y'all can hear me though.
Man, now.
Okay. This your boy
09,
Ti.
man.
We out here in the A, man. You know what I'm talking about? Holding it down. Ready for another week, man. I'm drinking nothing yet, but I'm gonna drink a little bit. So let's get it.
I want to start off by saying it's your boy Crowley from the Jack. I want to tell everybody, go out here and support Dr. Tiffany Anderson Washington. She's also a listener on the show. She's now a new author. She wrote a book called Lessons in the Valley. As you can see, it's about 125-page read. Definitely go out and support. It's definitely overcoming the cycles of relationship woundedness. It's a good read for men and women, so definitely go give it a read. Lessons in the Valley. You can find it on Amazon.
Down in the valley where the girls get naked.
Hey,
No, not
That
not
song a
that type
banger.
of
That
valley.
song a banger, bro.
No, not that type of valley. That it's on a whole different.
to break them.
Yeah, already wilding, but yeah, go support Amazon. Lessons in the Valley.
all right, it's your boy CJB here from Atlanta. I'm drinking on a Kentucky Mule tonight, so I'm a little fancy tonight. What's going on, y'all? It's Jay Ward coming to you from Shreveport. Just want to say shout out to all the educators that made it through this year. Enjoy your break. We need it. Also, just want to give a shout out. Today is my grandmother's birthday, her first heavenly birthday, so I want to give a shout out to her. And I'm wearing my spirit animal, the Christmas sloth. So, yeah.
In other news, we have just found out that Jay Ward is a sloth. Hey, that's a cool ass animal. That motherfucker just be chilling. But anyway, I am your conscience. You know what I'm saying? I say the things that y'all be scared to say because y'all don't want to get in trouble, but I don't give a damn. I've been absent. I missed y'all. Not y'all on the camera, but I miss my fans. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you ain't got no.
I miss my supporters.
About to mute E out the gate, but once again, shout out to all the educators. They are officially on their holiday break. Make sure I beat that, include everyone. And we are officially a week away from Christmas. So happy holidays to everyone. So let's get this thing started off. I'm gonna start it off with this first one that was actually submitted by someone that watches this show, and we had to include this one in here, fellas. A user wanted to know: do you investigate the so?
Hey, mama, how you doing?
Hey, mama. Hey, mama.
Yeah, I know who mama was really waving at right.
Bro got the fireplace ready.
I got it.
I'm about to purge everybody on the show.
Crow ready to have the chestnuts roasting over and over.
Crowley ready, boy.
Man, y'all so out of pocket.
Hey, mama saw me working at fire. She know what I can do with that wood.
Swift got a gun. Swift got a gun.
Let me go get my gun. I'm about to go drive the
Hey, Swift got the real gun now. Crowley better chill.
Right? I got the AR in the trunk. Okay. Let's bring it back. So,
That nigga joked out too.
once y'all finish, whenever y'all ready.
Well, see, this is why I don't hang around y'all. Y'all engage in this type of foolish behavior.
All right, so let's continue. Let's move on. But no, a user submitted this. She wants to know: do you investigate, or did you investigate the social media history before dating? And is there something you should do when you look interested in a partner? For example, someone was saying this person had DM'd her. I'm not gonna put the person's name out there, but then they went and looked at the social media history of the guy, and he had liked and followed none of these porn pages and porn videos. And she was like, "Nah, Playboy." So do y'all think it's smart or something someone should do? Investigate the social media history of someone that's interested in before dating or during dating.
We need to find out how did she see them likes and stuff, man. I'm interested now. She got my attention.
She need to come out with a tutorial.
Yeah, we need to know how she did that. I mean,
No. So more than likely he liked it. If he liked certain pages, you can see what they like. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially when it's not private.
if someone DM you on Twitter, you can go to their page and see everything that they like.
You can go to their profile, just click on likes and just scroll down.
What?
Yep.
I can do that on mine. Hold up.
Let me go look at this, man. Let me see what's going on.
That's
Social
sad.
media.
That's sad. Common software. That shit's sad as hell. I don't know how to work this damn app.
But you gotta use bookmarks though. You ain't hear that from me, but if you wanna stay off the radar, just say there's a bookmark.
Do y'all think it's smart to check the social media history of someone, what they like, what they don't like, the comments they read?
That's smart. That's
Man,
smart.
that shit dumb.
I don't know, man. If you just met somebody and you don't know much about this person, I don't think there's nothing wrong with creeping their social media to see what they into. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you know this person, it's different.
But does your social media really tell what you're into, though?
Just for some people, yeah.
For some people,
so let me ask you something. Before you dated your old lady, and y'all was just getting started, you know what I'm saying? And she liking these man bashing sites, you know what I'm saying? Would y'all would have made it that far?
I done dated a couple man bashers before.
Huh? But how long
dated a couple man bashers
y'all lasted though? How long y'all lasted?
What's a man basher?
You know,
Jay Ward.
Jay Ward.
How long y'all lasted though?
Listen.
Oh no, it wasn't. Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase it. Right, I said dating. That's the wrong word. I've entangled.
It don't count. Then. That's not the same.
Hold on.
I was recanting my statement.
Real quick. Them man bashers, they really only man bashers on social media, bro. Cause you get them outside of social media, they be ready to go all the way.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And they turn up.
Hey, they turn all the way up.
Yeah.
But back to the original question: Do you still?
To
Do
me,
you
to me
think?
that shit stupid though. Number one, because I don't know how to do that shit. Number two, I don't feel like if I'm just now meeting you, like we're gonna have a general conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. You're gonna start off with a clean slate. But like when I start seeing signs based on your conversation, that's when I know how I'm gonna move, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna direct it, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't got too much conversation, you know what I'm saying, but your body on point, I'm gonna be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm really just here for this, you know what I'm saying? I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You feel me? And that's really like how you kind of gauge it, because just because somebody else is social media looks like this, because you just seen some people be having nothing but like church stuff on their page, but then when in person they a whole different type of person. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's a good way to gauge who a person really is based on their social media. And to
I
me,
think I
that
think
shit
you're
it's
lying,
kind of
bro.
stupid. It's kind of stupid to me, because like people get so caught up in social media that they think that it's actually a real thing. You know what I'm saying? And to where it's like, oh yeah, you like these type of posts, you must be this type of person. You know what I'm saying? But it's not necessarily the case. You feel me? Social media is basically like window shopping.
Okay. Crow, what you think? Oh, go ahead, T.
Nah, I was just saying I think you know you lying, bro. Cause you go to somebody's social media page and every picture she got her damn back turned to the camera. You gonna judge her by that. Like if you scrolling and 20 out of 25 pictures is her with the over shoulder ass out, you know what I'm saying? You gonna judge that woman, brother.
You
And
completely
you
missed you completely missed the first part of my conversation, of my statement. I said I'm
I
going to
probably
ask
did.
a certain line of questions. If your conversation ain't hitting on nothing, then that's how I'm gonna move. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yeah, conversation ain't hitting on nothing, your body on point. That means I might still be physically attracted to you. I'm not mentally attracted to you. If I'm not mentally attracted to you, I know I can't put up with you. So I'm not gonna deal with you. That means it's already case closed for me dating you. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Crow, what you think?
That's all I'm saying.
Crow, what you think?
First off, I don't do all the social media. Well, you all know I don't do all the social media on IG, Twitter, all that. So the only thing I got is Facebook. I'm old school when Facebook first jumped off. I learned in the beginning not to put too much value what you see out there on Facebook. Whether they're putting their life out there or whether they're saying they're doing this or going through this, whatever it may be. At the end of the day, only thing you're going to see is what they want you to see, and what they want you to hear. You know what I'm saying? What they putting out there. Because they can, take pictures down, add them, leave them up, put videos up. So if they want you to feel like they going through something, they gonna put that out there. If they want you to feel like they living a life, they gonna put that shit out there. So I would say don't put too much into it until you get to know that person. You know what I'm saying? And then you can see if they truly living that social media lifestyle, whatever they're putting out there portraying. Then that's proof to it. But outside of that, you can't judge. You can't just really put too much on what you see. I don't care if they busting it open. Shit, you ain't gonna know they busting it open until you behind the video and you like, oh yeah, she really busting it open.
Behind the video, like you be recording them
behind the camera.
Behind the camera.
Go ahead, Jay.
Not scandalous.
So first I want to say, I think that you should, not necessarily you should, but there's nothing wrong with skimming over someone's social media footprint. I mean, employers do it. So when you're going to get hired on a job, a lot of times those employers do go and check out your social media. But a lot of stuff that's on social media could be old. Like I know a lot of people don't really go back and clean up stuff from 10 years ago, 5 years ago. We all were different people 10 years ago. So you really should do that, but some things that I would look for if I was going to research someone on social media, like people have pictures of their exes still. I was doing some research on a friend of mine. Like he was talking to this girl and I was like, let me look this chick up. And she still had pictures of her ex up on Facebook, and I'm like, to me, that's a red flag. It could just be an oversight, and she didn't go back and remove those pictures. I don't know if you should go back and remove those pictures because those moments did happen.
Time out, Jay Ward. That's in the past, G. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't. Should nobody make too much effort and go take all that shit down. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real.
Hey, if it's on Facebook, it's solidified then. Everybody on Facebook.
But it's old. You know, she got some pictures up from 2016 with her and her ex, and you mad because, man, that's 2016, G. Is she still talking to him? Is she still, seeing them? Is there still some type of contact? You know what I'm saying? But if ain't nothing going on, man, let them 2016, 2017, 2018 pictures be.
A lot of people, celebrities and things getting hot water from stuff that they
celebrities
that they still
celebrities
that they still have on. So I definitely understand that. Also
this nigga Rob,
like real talk, I auditioned for a show on BET, and I really felt like I was about to get it, and I was just thinking like, man, I need to go clean my Twitter. So I just deleted the whole thing because it was wild times in 08, 09. I just went on and cleaned it off because I was like, I just don't and started a new one. Also
private.
Also, a lot of things that people post on social media are just jokes. So if you are going through someone's social media, a lot of that stuff is just jokes. Don't take that stuff serious. But I do two more things. You want to see if y'all have mutual people in common, especially if this is a person that you're meeting on social media. You want to see, if you guys have mutual friends and mutual acquaintances. So you want to know if you guys know each other. Also, a lot of people do what's called a hoe fax or frat fax or friend fax. You want to know, hey, what you know about this person. Everybody, I think, does, or a lot of people do a lot of research on a person. Like, hey, what you know about such and such? I see y'all went to the same high school. What do you know about this person? What do what was your interaction? Did y'all used to have a physical relationship? And I just want to pose this question to E real quick. E, I know that you've stated that you would not date a woman who has children. So you don't want to go on the social media to see if they have children or not?
That's one of my first questions I'm asking. I'll talk.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm just saying, that's one of the things that can.
That's vital information. That's vital information.
I even do it when someone adds me. When someone adds me, and I'm just trying to see if I want to accept your friendship. Not even on a dating level. Before I even accept your friendship, I'm going to go see how many Confederate flags on your page, all that type of stuff. I just want to know what I'm coming into. Or if you got Forex in your description, then it's a no. I'm deleting you right then because I want no parts of that. So
my thing is like, what's so hard about verbally asking? Why is that such a but why is that becoming such a mystery? Like you can't sit down and actually have a conversation with a person. You always gotta go by what's on social media. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm asking straight up vital questions. Like you know what I'm saying. Like I got it's just a general conversation. Like,
and I think from a woman's standpoint, they would check your social media to see, because some men might say, or some people might say, I'm single, but your social media, you got matching pajama pics. So I think they go and check those things out too to see if a person is living the same way that they say they are. So it's like, you're telling me you're single, and I think men do it too. You're telling me you're single, but you and such and such are tagged in all these pictures together. You keep posting all these pictures. So I think, and that's what a lot of people are saying. People lie, so they, your pictures ain't gonna really lie. So that you just go and check
social media
those
lie
things.
too, bro. Social media
It
lie
does.
too.
It
like
does,
they got
but
money, they be broke as fuck.
Some people are in like full blown social media relationships, but lying to people like they aren't. So I think that's another reason why you would go and at least skim through it and check it out.
I'm gonna give you a prime example, right? Some of these women, they go on these exclusive looking trips or whatever. I don't know. They might go to Puerto Rico, or they might be in, I don't know, fucking Atlanta or something like that, right? Act like they be living lavish or whatever. All this type. Meanwhile, like they credit be fucked up. They bills ain't gonna be paid. They car about to get towed and all types of shit. But they gonna flex for the gram. So that's what I'm saying. Both of these types of social media lie and people lie. You got a better chance of sifting through the bullshit with a conversation than you do with social media, because you can only make assumptions of what you see. At least in the conversation, you gonna hear a person like slip up or like, you know what I'm saying, contradict themselves. You see what I'm saying?
True.
Do anybody want to take the savage angle on this question? That's for CJB, Crowley, or Rob.
What's the savage angle?
Like, shoot, what you mean? Like,
Savage angle means
all right, I got what you're saying, TT. All right, so I'm not on social media, but I got some homies that go on social media scavenging hunt. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna look for the boppers, they gonna look for the twerkers, they gonna look for the ones busting it wide open. They're showing everything out there. They gonna hop in them DMs, they gonna like them pics. You know what I'm saying?
it ain't even got to be the twerkers though. It could be a regular chick that you know
Yeah,
got a regular job, but you
that's what
know
I'm saying. And they gonna
you want
cater,
savage mode though.
and they gonna cater their sales to your liking. So they see everything you posting, you going to the museums, you doing all this shit. So these niggas gonna be on some goon stuff. So they gonna present to themselves what you put out there on social media. You know what I'm saying? Just because you done put everything out there. So now for that first, at least for that first year, they got you covered. You know what I'm saying? They didn't jump in your little spots that you normally go to, your Johnny T's, your compound, wherever you may be at in the world. They know your little hangings, and then all of a sudden, that's how they get you.
Okay,
Hey, there's another angle to that.
Okay.
Another angle to that is there's a lot of people. So let me give a disclaimer. This has nothing to do with me, but there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that search specific people's social media to see if they are in a relationship, because those are the people they're going after. So there's a lot of women and men that go after men and women that are in relationships and are married. And so you putting up, your happy family pictures, you take your pictures during the summer, you post your nice little wedding pic, and they're going out and scoping those people out, and they're DM diving, seeing what they're going to catch. And a lot of them catch some stuff. And so they'll drop, a nude in the DM, or, they'll hit you with a joke that you think is serious at first. And then depending on how you respond, they say, oh, yeah, I'm joking. Or they just fishing to see what they can get. There's another level to it. Like I said, disclaimer, this did not happen to me. This did not happen to me.
LB said he don't want no problem.
But I have seen that happen, and I have seen people be very successful in doing so.
Yeah, I want to piggyback on that too. A lot of times too, it can be used to know, and Carla was hitting on this too. A lot of people do use it to like, oh, so she into spoken word, so let me say I'm into spoken word, or you're into a certain type of music. So okay, so I see you like, oh, you like Raheem DeVaughn, I like Raheem DeVaughn. So a lot of people use it to, to gain advantage as well. I think it's pretty creepy to do that, but some people do it.
I'm trying to think, man, a lot of y'all niggas don't be talking to women, bro. Like,
hey, I'm with you.
People do, but they still look to gain the upper hand. People still aren't talking, but this helps to gain the upper hand.
That's why I don't do that social media, G. I don't do that at all.
I don't know. Maybe back when I was in the dating phase, I used to be kind of, manipulative and shit like that.
Yeah. CJB, what's up, man? What you got, man? Nothing. All right. CJB like, I don't want no problem. I'm fresh out. Okay.
Next topic, me, bro.
Yeah. So we still on this one. So what about when you can tell that the relationship is rocky, and that's when they really come out? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the homies be quick to say they just snatch them pictures down, G. They ain't with such and such no more, and they in go mode.
No, so let me touch on that right quick. So going back to the topic of checking people's social media. So myself, I don't like putting my relationship issues on social media. I feel like you should keep your relationship stuff between you and the person that you're with. And so because that's the way I am, I was looking for someone who wasn't trying to out there baby daddy on social media, wasn't trying to argue with no dudes on social media, wasn't trying to bring no drama to social media. So even though social media may be this fake fall world, there are a lot of people who have issues between their relationship and they take it straight to social media, and so everybody know your business. And so if you're looking to be with somebody that does that and you're not that type of person, that should be a extreme huge red flag, because that's not something someone's going to admit. They're not going to tell you, oh yeah, I like to go to social media and put all my relationship business out so everybody can see it. That's something you have to go and look and see for yourself. And if that's not something that you rock with, that should be an immediate red flag for you to be like, yeah, I don't want to rock with this person. Because a lot of people do that. A lot of people will get into a disagreement with their homeboy or get into a disagreement with their homegirl or with their mate, and they take that straight to social media, trying to get either sympathy or trying to get some. I don't like it. I hate people doing it. I can't stand it, man. I don't like it at all. And people do it all the time.
That's some trash. That's some trash acts.
If
Man,
any other,
he said one point, man. Oh, man. Go ahead.
go ahead, CJB.
No, I was just going off what Rob said. It said at one point where if you follow two people on social media, you can see when they first start talking, when everything going good, when they beefing, and when they break up. Like back in like 2010, Twitter, folks were leaking news and shit, man. It was a wild time. I saw some bad breakups on social media, bro.
Yeah. And if any other men in the comments are on Savage Mode, if you're on Savage Mode, all you need to do is look up hashtag unbothered, and you will find all the women that's going through their little issues. You know what I'm saying?
How does man know the hashtag?
No, it's serious.
That's real.
One of the ladies in the comment, Net says she's not only looking at your social media, but she's also Googling you. So, I don't know if you want to speak on that or not, but I mean, I think that's, I know a lot of people are singling out social media, but women and people do, Google people and check the LinkedIn and all that type of stuff.
Ain't shit gonna come.
Yeah, they trying to find celebrity network. They try to find celebrity network. You know what I'm saying? They on that mode. All right, man. Anybody want to wrap this up, man, so we can get to the next topic?
Don't just look into social media, checking people out. You know what I'm saying? If that's your way, dig a little deeper. You know what I'm saying? Communicate, like you said. Some people say Google. You know what I'm saying? Some people got other means, but just do deeper research than social media.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I mean, I get why the women Google. You know what I'm saying? That kind of makes sense because, like, this day and age, you know what I'm saying, women are, you know what I'm saying, more susceptible to being like kidnapped and sex trafficking and shit like that. So you gotta know who you dealing with, type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's understandable, but like, don't base stuff all off of social media or Instagram. Like I said, niggas be posting their rent money and shit, talking about like, yeah, I've been out here getting money and all that old dumb ass shit. All that old cap ass shit. Yeah, that shit's stupid. All this shit's stupid.
Go ahead, T.
All right, man. So let's see. Let's read some of these comments. Danny says she needs to know if you had a domestic violence case in your past and all that. God, she must got a government job.
That's real.
I want to know that. I want to know those things.
I don't like the type that need to vent to other people about their marriage. Like, nah, take that to your spouse or therapist, not your homeboy, homegirl. Okay, that's real. That's Kim Michelle. Ned said, I'm not posting a thing about a guy on social media unless they're my wedding pictures. Smart woman.
Smart one.
Exactly.
Jumping his
D-Ron said, personally, I appreciate someone who isn't big on social media now. That's Crowley all day. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's pretty much it. Don't Google my Twitter at name.
Please don't.
Google tells me a lot about a man's hustle. Hey, Melanin Barbie, what you mean by Google tells me a lot about a man's hustle? Please elaborate in the comments, please. I want to know what you think about it, like how you get that. All right, man. So let's see. Where
Crow,
we
are
want to
you in
go with it?
Arkansas?
What up?
Are you in Arkansas?
He just ain't moving, man. It just
No,
look like that.
I'm just asking.
I'm in Mississippi, sir.
Okay, I'm just asking. Okay, go on.
Yeah. I
Okay,
get
man.
Out of
So,
pocket, man. That was out of pocket.
all right, man. You know what? We might as well keep this on the same kind of
Oh, 9,
playing
nigga. That
on the
number is
same
big.
playing field. The next topic we're gonna go with is one that I think somebody dropped in the chat. It went viral on Twitter about this man. Well, no, the woman was on Twitter bragging about how her man works 96 hours a week. All the time while he's working, he's texting her, he's checking in on her, he's reassuring her, and all this stuff. And so we want to talk about men working. Let me put it up across the screen. Men working and providing a home and pleasing their woman. Now, this, like I said, this woman was saying that the man works overtime. He's doing like 96 hours a week. And then she got defensive when everybody in the comments was asking, "What do you do? What do you bring to the table?" So, do anybody remember this topic, and do anybody want to elaborate?
Trash.
Horrid.
Trash as hell. So let's get right to it. So I took exception to this topic because for some reason there's this new thing where men are supposed to work themselves to death, plus make sure that their lady's taken care of while she does nothing. She said, he chose to do this, which is probably the case. So I put it in perspective of my life. If I came on social media, Facebook or Twitter, and said that, hey, Fee is working 16 hours a day, she's talking to me, making sure my lunch is fixed, I would have been run off of social media because no one should be bragging about that, especially if they're not saying what they're doing to alleviate the pressure that their mate has on them. So you should not be bragging about your mate working their asses off if you're not also speaking on what you're doing to assist your mate. And so when you put stuff out there like that, you can't just say, XYZ and then not expect for somebody to say, yeah, you're trash because this man is working himself to death and then he's still finding a way to take you out on a date. But what are you doing? And what are you doing to help this guy? Like, what are you doing to assist this guy? Are you making sure he's fed? Are you making sure the house is clean? Because if I'm working 96 hours a week, what time do I have to do anything at home? Like, what time do I have to do anything if I'm working 96 hours a week? And so I think that I said this on Twitter and I got a little pushback from it. I think men should not see themselves as solely a provider. Meaning you should not see yourself as a man as just somebody that's providing. You should see yourself as more than that because you are more than that. Like men are more than just somebody that's supposed to be handing over their check and then going to sleep. Like you should be more than that because we have to do more. Most of us on this panel, when we go to work, we have to come home and we have to do stuff around the house. For me, I got 5 kids. I have to come home. I have to help my little lady with her homework. I got to help do laundry. I got to wash the dishes. I got to make sure the stuff is fixed around the house, all that stuff. And so whenever we just see ourselves as providers, that kind of boxes us in to all the other stuff that we're supposed to be doing that a lot of men probably either don't have time to do or they think they shouldn't do because they just supposed to provide, bring the money home, go to sleep and die. Like we're more than that. And I think we should see ourselves more than that. And I think we should force other people to see ourselves more than just provider.
All right, for sure. CJB, we ain't heard from you, man. What you got?
Man, when I when I saw that comment and when I saw like how that comment circulated, I'm like, man, people glorify the dumbest shit. Like, there's nothing to celebrate working 96 hours a week, right? Like, bam, 16 hours a day, whatever. It's like 96 hours a week. That's a lot. So it's like he basically got what 4 or 5 hours to sleep a day, and he got to spend 3 hours attending to his woman. Like there are some jobs where, like in the refineries and like on ships and fishermen, where they do work like that. But we're talking about people who work, they live on site, right? So they'll work 16 hours and 10 to 12, 16 hours and they'll sleep and then start it over and they off for money. That's cool, but it's just crazy that that's being celebrated. You know what I'm saying? Like men, especially black men, die from stress related diseases, whether it's high blood pressure, whether it's diabetes, which is not really stress related, but heart issues and so on and so on. Working your body that long for that amount of time aids to that. So it's like that sleep and work and die mentality, that ain't something I'm for. It shouldn't be glorified. You know what I'm saying? Like a man should be able to work and enjoy life, enjoy what life has to offer. You shouldn't just work, like Rob said, work and hand over your check. But it's like people feel like you can work all those hours and basically that's it. That's all you gotta do. And I'm pretty sure that chick ain't doing shit to alleviate that man's stress. You working
Right.
16 hours and he taking her out. Like she shouldn't take you out all the time. Like she said he take her out all the time. Like she should have dinner ready for that man. She said have something. But I don't believe that was true anyway. I believe that was probably fabricated. But just in case it is, I'm just gonna speak on it as if it was true.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me touch some of these comments real quick. Jasmine said this all goes back to one thing. This country has failed its residents. Most households rely on two sources of income. Hey, that's real. She run, I draw the line. She gonna work that man to an early grave. Definitely. That shit don't make no sense, man. We don't get no love. Anyway, I ain't even know you can work that long. Is that legal? He's too tired to give any of himself that he has left to you, whether physically, emotionally, mentally, even spiritually. Now, I will say this. She said that, she's very happy. He checks in all the time. He comforts her and all that stuff. So, that might not be true.
I want that man to go a sack, man.
Yeah. Kim Portlock said she better be the Martha Stewart and Pinky of that household. Everything on the home front better be on point. That real. She better be old Pinky, not new Pinky, old Pinky. Anyway,
Man.
I mean, hey, Pinky. I met Pinky, man. She cool, bro.
On the plot.
She real.
She took a picture of the plot.
Hey, Pinky cool, bro. Anyway, Jay Ward, talk to us, my brother.
Don't be on that bullshit either, LB.
Ooh.
You on mute, bro.
You muted, my guy.
Means he might have
My
been
bad. My bad. I was talking to my kid. I got
You
mixed
get a
feelings
second
on
chance to
this.
start over. You get a second chance to
I
start
got
over.
some mixed
It seems like
feelings.
you're talking some bullshit. Go ahead.
I got some mixed feelings on this because I'm thinking, what is she bringing? Like you guys said, but I think it should be mutual. Everything should be a give, and not a give take. This is not my house, so if it works for him, hey, do your thing. But I think she was trying to low key flex and say, hey, y'all, I know y'all always talking about men that don't pay bills, but there are men out here that do this and take care of all this stuff. But And I think she was trying to say that, hey, you can work and pay the bills and be attentive. But that's where I stopped with the trying to understand this woman in these posts. Um, Women have to understand that the type of relationships that they glorify on Facebook is going to lead to neglect most of the time. If you want me to be this man that's, paying not only all the bills, but also paying for your lavish lifestyle that you want to live on social media, which we talked about social media. You want to live this glorious, glamorous lifestyle on social media, and you want me to fund it. And I'm not going to do that. Paying bills is one thing, but funding the glory that you have on social media and your lashes and all this other type of stuff and all these nice bags and stuff like that, that's not going to happen. My brother pays all the bills in his house, and but it stops right there. All the extra stuff that you want to do, like I provided you a car. You want a better car, then go get it yourself. So it's nothing wrong with that. But I do think that when you have a man that's busting his butt like that, then you're going to lack some attention. I saw one of the comments that said, we need to normalize, having black women not work and the man taking care of things. But I've seen the other side of that as well. I've seen women of other races that live in these really nice homes and they live in these really nice neighborhoods and all of that. They're like soccer mom and all that, and they're miserable as hell because they are doing all of this to keep up these appearances. But I just believe in people being happy. And I believe like if this is working for them, then that's fine. But like you guys said, if this man is going out of his way, because some people like to work. I like to work. I never miss a day of work.
Yeah.
But some people really enjoy working. They like the routine of it all. So, they go for it. But I just don't think that a man should work himself to death for the betterment of an able-bodied adult that lives with them. And I wouldn't be with someone who did not have any ambition or any goals or any skill set coming to the table outside of domestic skill set. Um, because in this day and age, men are kind of raised to be able to fend for themselves as well, just like women are raised to fend for themselves. So if all you're bringing to the table is domestic abilities, then I that's not something that I need, because I can definitely cook for myself. I can clean for myself. I cook and clean myself anyway. So that's not something that I need to be searching for a mate. That's not a mate. That's not a partner. If all you're going to do is spend my money and not bring anything to the table. So I definitely disagree with the way that she presented it. And, it's probably, and she tried to go in and clean some of that up on what she was saying. But I'm just like, the way this was presented is like, look, girls, this man goes out and kills himself all day, and he still takes me on date. What you doing wrong? And I think that presentation of it was wrong. And he probably doesn't work 96 hours every week. That might have been distorted, but I definitely disagree with the presentation and the initial comments that she made. So I don't agree with a man going out of his way and working himself to death for the woman, and then that man work himself to death, and then now she's ready to move on to the next man that's going to work himself to death for her. So I definitely disagree with that.
All right, for sure. Hold on. Let me hit some of these comments, man, because I like this comment right here by Sheeran. She says, yes, the African American man life expectancy is shorter than African American women. Something has got to give. African American men are pressured into meeting a particular standard and working harder. It takes a toll on their health. I see the stats. I study them. It's real. And I can definitely attest to that. You know what I'm saying? My pop passed early. He was like 59, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's too early for black men to be clocking out, man. Like, I just read an article.
52, man. Same thing.
Another guy, like, I think he had a heart attack. He's like 29. I'm like, damn, like, what's really going on, man? So that's definitely true. Let's see. Being a stay-at-home mom is cool, but I know women staying home with no kids, their chores not done, meals not cooked. That man is practically raising the wrong woman. A lot of men are raising grown women, but we're not gonna talk about that. That might get Jay Ward muted.
Yeah.
Hold on, one more. Arn Mitchell, I think I saw it. I missed it. Dang. Oh yeah, do what works for your household. If it works for you and both parties are happy, then go for it. Actually, I don't think that man is happy having to work 96 hours, but you know, let's just
He
be
needs a better
real now.
job.
Yeah, like that's not no do what works better for your household because obviously she need to be trying to do a part time or something like that. Help the nigga out. Anyway, all right, man. Who want to go next, man?
Excuse
E,
me.
what's up? Okay.
Let's get this out the way first. All right. I am 100% for women getting equal pay for their jobs. Pay them what they're worth. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely 100%
Agreed.
for that
Agreed.
in the workforce.
Definitely.
Okay. I'm also going to hold men accountable for choosing their spouses. It's called asset to liability management. Y'all niggas gotta start, you know what I'm saying, going down their checklist and just being like, look, is she worth a damn or is she not worth a damn? Is she gonna make me better or is she gonna make me worse? You know what I'm saying? Also, I've said on this show plenty of times, I am not in the business of taking care of grown motherfuckers. That shit dead. That shit dead on arrival. Osama bin Laden dead. Whitney Houston dead. All types of death. That shit dead.
Mute that man.
But what I'm saying is
Pop your shit.
it's already borderline insane that he is working 96 hours. He barely got time to even wipe his ass. Cause he like already running on fumes. Then the worst part about that is he's dedicating 96 hours to a job, not to himself or a business that he owns, but to a job, to where they take taxes out of him, out of his check or whatever. Now I understand some people work on the assembly lines and shit like that. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, no judgment. But what is the point of working yourself into the early grave for a company or somebody else that won't even post your obituary when you die? All they're gonna do is post that they got a job opening. What's the point? What are you getting out of it? What do men get out of working themselves to death for an ungrateful motherfucker? And let me stop right here. Also, if the roles were reversed, what are you women getting out of working yourself to death for a nigga that ain't doing shit for you? You know what I'm saying? If you working 96 hours and your nigga ain't doing nothing, what is you getting out the deal? Use common sense here, people. If the relationship ain't benefiting you in no type of way, it's time for you to get the fuck out. Take your L, get the fuck out, boss up, get your shit together, you know what I'm saying? And just, you know what I'm saying, take your L, level up. You know what I'm
Take
saying?
it quietly too. Take
Yeah,
that
take it
L
quietly.
quietly.
Don't go posting trying to belittle somebody or you know what I'm saying, oh yeah, man, you know, that bitch ain't shit. Da, 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 da. Y'all know how niggas be talking shit. But like, you know what I'm saying, take your L to the chin, go on about your business. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is like borderline retarded. I'm just calling it what it is. That shit is borderline retarded. That like how the I'm not gonna say it's all, but a certain demographic of women on social media that somehow gets
We
around
go
to
on here.
everybody on here that everybody else sees. And it's just like they either like live in like this fantasy world of like this is how this is how the shit is supposed to work. Like they just supposed to just say forget all women's rights. They ain't supposed to do nothing. They just supposed to sit on their ass and be taken care of. That is like you are like completely like a waste of a human being if that's the type of person you are, whether you're a male or female. If you just want to live off and leech off of somebody. Just think about that, because as soon as that person dies, you still ain't got shit. That's all.
It's got to be a mental illness or something, man. Like I don't understand it, man. It's like a new culture. People literally want to go to college, get a degree, and not work. Like I've never seen anything like this before, man.
It's like when people. I don't like when people correlate like women stayed at home back in the day And you know what I'm saying? That's why granddaddy had 3 families. Because he didn't want to come home to your ass sometimes. He wanted to
And
go
houses
around
was
the
25
street.
cents, man.
Yeah, that too. But
And that's my question right there. Like, okay, so what a buddy got to
What?
you on mute, Crowley.
T? I think T put me on mute. But what a buddy got a 6-figure job. As if what is T going on? What T got?
Hold on. He talking about the question on the screen, I think. From his face.
What if you meet a girl who had fell head over heels with somebody and everything is great, and all of a sudden she becomes disabled? Shit. I mean, what type of disabled we talking about? Wheelchair?
Are you married?
That's
Right,
my question,
you know
Rob. That would be my first question. Are you married? Did you just meet or what?
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, are you like wheelchair or are you like vegetable? You know what I'm saying? Because those are 2 different types of arenas. You know what I'm saying? Vegetables, you know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing with that. Now you in that wheelchair, you might make it happen. Just saying.
Somebody meet E.
I'm just saying, just being realistic.
I think when you're married and you know something. First of all, you have to be married. When you're married and you know your wife has an issue where she can't work, of course you don't have no problem taking care of the house. Like that's a given. That's for better or for worse. So of course, and now I'll stay. I wouldn't leave. Like I wouldn't feel right walking out on my spouse who's ill or who's disabled. Like it wouldn't feel right because I wouldn't want anybody to do that to me if I was in that situation.
That's a different type, but I'm saying though, that's a different type of stress though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So both of them are like, you know what I'm saying, like you're taking care of somebody that's like physically disabled. That's already one form of stress, right? It's different if they just wheelchair bound because they can still get around and do stuff for themselves, you know what I'm saying? But if you're in a vegetative state, that's a whole different type of
So you would leave your wife if she in a veggie state, E? You would leave your wife? You'll leave your wife if you know what I'm saying, she was in an accident.
I can't speak on that. I'm not married.
Huh?
I can't speak on that. I'm not married.
I know you're not married. I'm just using.
I don't speak on what I don't know.
Oh, okay.
He basically hit you with a nah. I ain't answering that question.
T, can I speak on the other side of this real quick?
But no. Well, also see on the serious tip, it's just like, you know what I'm saying. It's if your partner or your spouse is in the vegetative state, right? It's the equivalent of, you know what I'm saying. I don't know if y'all ever had like a grandmama or a great aunt that's been in like, you know what I'm saying, like a nursing home facility or something like that before, right? That's still kind of the same run of the mill type of situation that you're going to be in, right? And if that's the case, then those types of situations can lead to more complications between your relationship, right? Which is going to lead to financial issues, which is also what the number 1 cause of divorce in America, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like that, it just depends on the type of situation because like all that stress, the finances adding up, you know what I'm saying? Like the insurance bills, the medical bills, all that shit is going to add up and put extra stress on you. So you're not going to be able to think as clearly, you know what I'm saying? As far as like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. Then you know what I'm saying? You get up under that pressure, then you know what I'm saying? You're gonna find out if you're gonna hold up or fold up, you know what I'm saying? Because like when people go into nursing homes, it's a totally different thing, especially when if you're not going there every single day, and that's when you have somebody to take care of them. But think about it: if you can't afford it, and they ain't in your house all the time, they still got to use the bathroom, they still got to eat, and you still got to work.
He gonna divorce you if your parents is sick.
You going too far.
Let's go back to the topic.
Hold on. That's what I'm saying. Like, you going too far. Like,
Go
in the
back to the
comments,
topic.
yeah, that's why she's saying that basically she's disabled, but you know she can still do stuff around the house and she can still hold it down. She just can't work. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Jay Ward,
that's why I said
touch on it from the other side.
From the other side of it, I can see why a woman would. Am I clear? Because I hear some blowback.
I think that's T stuff.
Oh, okay. Mute yourself, T. I can see why a post like this blew up because, and this is not relevant to any of us because we're all hardworking men and all of that, but there is a large percentage of women, especially black women, that take care of grown ass black men every day. They work hard and the man drops them off and, goes and bees in the street and, he plays video games all day and
Where
they are out working.
Give me,
Huh?
give me. I need some numbers. Where's some facts and stats?
I can't give you numbers on this because I didn't even look them up
right now.
That's
sir.
not an opinion. I've seen it.
Hey,
I've
when
seen
it
it.
comes to that, I need stats.
I've seen it, Crow. I've seen
talking
it.
on baby boy, nigga. Shit.
Hey,
And that's not.
I see 6 brothers right here that definitely take care of all
I
their
said it does not apply to us because we're all college educated men
right now,
that's hard working. But so, Crow, you mean to tell me every brother you know from the hood got a 9 to 5?
I ain't gonna say every brother, but majority of the brothers got.
But it's still some. If it's majority, then that's not all. So I know from the hoods I come from, there are men who do not work. They got certain hustles. One of my best friends is like that. He don't work. He does not work. His wife, his old lady, work, and he be at home all day. And he work out and eat dogs.
You said majority.
I never said majority. I said there are some. I never said majority. I said there are some women who take care of men. I never said majority.
Man,
okay, keep it moving, my guy. Keep it moving, Jay Ward.
So I said that to say that there are women who do feel like in our culture there is an amount of men who don't provide, and that's why I think the post got so much juice, because some women do feel like in our culture there are not a lot of men that do provide. I never said all, and I know it does not apply to us. I know it does not apply to us.
Bum-ass men. Make better decisions, and then you won't be with no bum-ass dudes you got to drop off at work who ain't trying to go get no job, who got to hop in your car and ride around and use your gas up, and you got to fill it up. Don't get mad and get on the internet and say, oh, these trash ass men out here. No, your trash ass decisions. Hey, get that together first before you try to clown anything. Jay Ward, let's be real about it.
Crowley got a gun back.
I've been working since I was 15, so it ain't me. It ain't me. I've been working since I was 15, so I mean, it's not me.
Make your point though. Like, where you going with it?
My point is the reason why some women, and the reason why this post gained traction, is because there is a certain percentage of women who deal with this every day, where they go out they go out every day into the workforce, but their man is not working. So that's why on the other side of that, people really gain, people start looking at it like, well, damn, maybe I shouldn't have to work this hard. Maybe it should be the man, which I think it should be mutual. Like I've said, I never said a majority of women or a majority of people or anything like that. But there is a percentage of people who do this every day. I see it all the time. And if you say that everybody from your neighborhood or everybody that you know work, I don't believe that at all, because I see people all the time who do not work. So it goes on both sides of it. There are people that, just like that, we are coming at this from a male perspective, and we all work. And that's why I preface the statement by saying that, hey, this does not apply to us because we are all hardworking and we're all college educated. But we cannot act like there is not a percentage of men who leech off women and chill at home every day.
But don't get mad at the man, because the woman, all right, so you have every right to ask questions, which is communicate. You have every right with your eyes to see facts. If this man bringing in a paycheck, some type of deposit paper, something, it's something that's going to lead up to something that show you that this man is well-rounded. Now, if his trash ass decide to quit his well-roundedness in the 6 months and he ain't got it together within the next couple of months, like you don't see him hustling, grinding, you need to leave. That's on you.
I agree.
Thank you. So stop saying that they are these men. No, we see when people are trash. If I choose to stay with a woman who's not grinding towards nothing and leeching off me, that's on me for having trash ass decisions. You know what I'm saying? That's not on her. She doing what she doing.
Wow.
She making it. You know what I'm saying? She like, shit, I got a house. This nigga bringing in groceries. What I'm gonna do something for? Same thing with the dude. So come on, Jay Ward. Stop saying this.
Mhm.
Saying it's the dude. No, it's us making trash ass choices, trash ass decisions, and thinking that these expectations that we put in place for this person is gonna go somewhere. Look at the real, G. Look at the real.
Mhm.
I will say, and
CJB.
if you
No,
stop
no.
giving ass
Nah,
to a
Rob.
dude
Nah,
on
Rob.
the
Nope,
job,
nope, 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 nope,
He
nope,
gonna
nope,
push him over too, ain't he?
nope. We gotta we gotta calm this down, man. CJB, bring us back in check, please.
Jay Ward has a point. Like I think he has a point, and it just off my time in Jackson. I saw a lot of Honda Accords with AKA Delta and Zeta tags being driven by Jews. Saw it all the time. So he got a point about that, but I think we jumped too far off the topic at hand. Like we kind of all over the place. So this is about how men shouldn't be viewed as just work, go home.
Damn.
You shouldn't be celebrated to work 80, 90 hours a week, especially for 40 or 50K. Now, if you're an executive or in a C-suite position in a country and you're working 60, 70 hours a week, that's understandable because you're making 400K a year probably. So that's different. But we're talking about people who work like that and are working to survive and are living check to check. I think it's a little different. And we have to keep that in mind. We're going a little too far out of pocket with this.
Rob, what's up? What you got?
all I gotta say is, man, I was just talking to one of my homegirls about this. Women control who enters them. So if you stop giving yourself to a dude without a job, I guarantee you he'll get a job, or you'll find a dude with a job. The issue I have is when you choose to let somebody enter you, or you choose to enter somebody, but you blame that person for your decision. That's my biggest issue. Like, it's your decision to do these things. And so, circling back to the topic, if I choose to kill myself to take care of my family, I don't want feet telling the whole world that I'm killing myself to take care of the family. Like, that should be between us. Like, if I'm choosing to do this, which the dude probably is, don't tell everybody, especially if you're not telling the world how you're helping me maneuver around these 50,000 hours that I'm putting in at work. Because like I just saw LaQuinta, she was talking about her guy don't have to cook, clean, etc. And I'm like, that's it right there. Like, if the man is working, like, there's got to be something that his lady is doing to assist him, to either help him calm down or to help to lighten his load when he gets home. And if you the dude and your lady is not helping lighten your load, you are with the wrong woman. If you're holding it down, you're taking care of the family, you're making sure the family's good, and you're with somebody that's not helping you lighten your load, you are with the wrong woman. Vice versa, woman to man. If you're holding it down, taking care of stuff, and your man is not helping you lighten your load, you're with the wrong person. With that being said, you got to communicate if your load's too heavy so that person can help you carry some of that load. So you can't just be out here, struggling as the man or the woman, and you're not telling your mate that you're struggling. You got to let them know, I'm struggling here. I need you to pick it up here. And so you can't just assume that they know you're struggling, because some people really don't care that you're struggling, or some people don't care to see that you're struggling until you say something. But you got to make it known, hey, I'm struggling. I'm tired. I can't really go out tonight. Order some food in. And if she can't do that or she can't meet you halfway, you with the wrong person. Period.
Asset to liability management. But 96 hours
We're
though,
in the background tonight.
Jesus,
Yeah. All right, man. Listen,
more than 2 weeks in 1 week.
we're an
Yeah.
hour in. We're an hour in. We're gonna wrap it up on this last topic. Do anybody need to wrap us up on this? Do anybody got anything
Nope.
else they need to say? Crowley, you
No,
were
move
kind of
on.
passionate. You were kind of passionate. Okay,
Value yourself.
we're gonna move
Value.
on.
Like I say,
Jay
value
Ward
your
gets spicy, man. Calm that down. All right, man. This is the last one. This last topic is, I'm put it up on the screen, romanticizing the hood and ghetto culture. So, I mean, it's pretty much self-explanatory. It's a lot of people in our community that don't come from the hood or the so-called ghetto. We won't get into the technicalities of it, but they always want to romanticize. They always want to glorify it. It seems like our culture glorifies the wrong thing. Like, why is the Shade Room have 100 million followers, but any type of black financial social media sites don't have 10,000 followers and stuff like that? So, what do you think about us as a people romanticizing the hood, romanticizing the ghetto, romanticizing, how hard we is, where we come from, the struggle? Somebody take it away.
I think it's a combination of things, right? So one I will say that it's about exposure. For instance, if you have never been outside of your city, you barely even know what the world has to offer you. So you're kind of ignorant, being that you do not know, right? So you think that your lifestyle, your way of living is the best thing since sliced bread, right? So when you come from a situation, you grow up or whatever, right? You level up. Let's say, for instance, you become the 9 to 5er, right? And then for the most part, that's all we get taught as black people. Be like, oh yeah, you go here, you go to school, get good grades, so you can get a good job, right? Job means just over broke, but you don't understand that, like, you think what you making is money because you're doing better than the people that you grew up around, but at the same time, what you making is still chump change to like a vast other percentage of the world, right? So let's say, for instance, if you look at like the top 10% of the US, right? That's the people who making like 200 and up, right? That's the top 10%, like 150 and up, something like that. So now it's like, how do you make that? Like, some people make it through different businesses, different ventures, or whatever, right? So what the media portrays to us is that you're never supposed to turn your back on the hood, or like how you have like the black tax that we was talking about once before. All of that plays a part into why, I'm just gonna say it, why we like nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what it always comes down to. Nigga shit includes the drama, the messiness, the social, keeping up with social media, the styles, or whatever. That's kind of all a combination of what the black culture is now. And then consuming how fast and how much get posted on social media, when everybody looking at their phone all the time, they not gonna be thinking about like, oh yeah, well, how do I get into investments, or how do I get into Roth IRA, or you know what I'm saying? What do I know about financial freedom? You ain't trying to hear about reading no books or meeting these type of people. You know what I'm saying? You just want to be like, oh yeah, man, that's white folk shit, because that's what you get taught. So then now it's just like, oh well, this is all I know. So this is what all I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm gonna always come back to. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a heavy umbrella that we seem to not be able to get from up under. That's my
For sure. Jay Ward, what you got? What you got to say about this one, man? What you think?
So it's not just
How
our
did how did you react?
mute yourself, T, because I'm hearing the echo. It's not just our community. As our music and our culture has been more available to other people and more consumed by other cultures, they really fetishize and romanticize the hood. And it's culture vultures, man. It's like a lot of people who have no affiliation with hood things, but they glorify it and glamorize it, not realizing that our our talents and our expressions comes from a point of overcoming. And so they think that they can just be a culture vulture and put this on. And it's like everybody wants to be hood without the hood problems. Like they want hood swag without the things that comes with hood life. And as someone who grew up, in poverty, dirt poor, my grandmother, her house is still in what's called the projects in Alexandria. People really want to be those people who, rap about it and talk about it, but they don't want to live that. They don't know what it means to live below the poverty line. And it's really crazy. And we live in a TikTok culture, we live in a social media culture and I've had to talk to my own child about this, and I'm just like, hey, you didn't grow up like this. Like you in a two-parent home, and you don't even know what struggle is because we provided everything for you, but you want to do the dances and all that, and you're not realizing that the music that you're listening to has an underlying meaning. And we talked about this some episodes ago about our artists having a responsibility to our children and to our particular community to talk about positive things and talk about things that lead them down the right paths. So it is about influence, and I agree with E. A lot of people have never been to the hood. They've never been to a poor community. They've never been to the places that they talk about in these songs and on TV and stuff. So the only opinions that they have about these places are from the music and TV. I had a friend of mine was like, I don't want my kid going out there. I was like, see, that's how I know you didn't grow up hood, because one thing the hood people are going to do is look out for your kid. Like if your kid is walking in the street, all the hood people are going to like, hey man, get that. But now it may be a lot of profanity attached to that, but they're going to say, man, get your kid out the street. They're going to help take care of different things like that. And I think the absence of the OG or the big homie in the neighborhoods is what's killing our neighborhoods. Is that our generation had those OGs that was like, hey, we didn't put all this work in, but y'all not gonna put all this work in. And I think we've failed this next generation by missing out on that big homie type character, in the neighborhoods, to stop them from doing, different crimes and things like that. But look at Toby. Toby is a very good rapper. I really like his presentation. I was showing my daughter some of his videos and things like that. But she was like, I like this, but the beat, I can't dance to it. And it's just like, they won't even give people like that, like a real hip hop artist, a chance. They won't give real hood things a chance because, it's sexier to sell Young Boy and things like that. It's just more popular to sell those things. And so it's a societal problem, and it's really hard to come up with a solution to it. It's just one of those things. It's frustrating, and I see it every day. It's like, man, if you really came from the hood, you don't want to go back. You want to overcome it. And not only do you want to bring yourself out of that hood environment, you want to bring everybody else that was there with you out of it. But then you have all these suburban kids that want to be, hood. Like, I want to pop pills because I heard it in a song, or I want to do this because I heard it in a song, or I saw it in a video. So it is definitely a societal problem. And, that's what, gets media streams. Like, if you ask the majority of children or the majority of people that are, and I am saying majority this time, that are under 25, they don't even know who people like Black Thought and Talib Kweli are. They don't even know who those people are. And it's like, these are like icons in hip hop. A lot of people, I asked some of my students, they didn't even know Queen Latifah was a rapper. And I'm like, you guys are glorifying these things, but you don't even know the foundation that hip hop was built on. You don't even know the foundation that these hood stories come from. It's a lot of people that don't even know where Bye Felicia came from. They just say it. And I'm like, it's crazy how y'all just jumped on and took over our culture, but you don't understand the struggle, nor are you trying to do anything to stop us from being in this particular struggle. So it's definitely frustrating. I battle it every day. I battle it like all the time. So it is definitely frustrating. I have no solution for it other than, trying to promote the people who like Toby and, even Crit, who are trying to promote positivity and overcoming that struggle. And, people like, just all these positive rappers out there who are trying to get us out of that and not talk about it. But then, you have 1,000 other people who are going to fetishize and glamorize being these gangsters and things like that. So it's definitely frustrating. It's a big frustrating mess.
I have a question, Jay Ward.
Yes.
Being that you are an educator,
Yeah.
how do you suggest we reprogram the mentality to get niggas about the hood mentality?
Show them something more. And one of the things that I did write down, and I just don't want to go into it because it would take so much time, but it's like we don't see the positive influences. We don't see them being successful. And what I mean by that is like, how many scientists do you know? How many engineers do you see? Like, they're not tangible, but I see the rapper. I see his tangibility. I see the drug dealers. I see how tangible the stick up life is. I see how tangible those. I see that, if I sell my body, I see the benefits of that all the time. Like, when I first told my family I wanted to be an actor, everybody was like, you sure you don't want to be a brick mason? Because they make money all the time. It's like we can't even conceptualize somebody making money off of other things. So it's like, if you don't see that with your own personality, if you don't see that with your own eyes, you don't think it's really attainable. So it's not necessarily a realistic goal. And it's like a lot of guys want to be athletes because you see the money that they make. But then once you realize that you can't be an athlete, you're like, well, I either need to be a rapper or a dope boy, because those are the only other things that I've seen make consistent money. So it's like, I got to do that because those are the jobs that make money. So it's like, I think we need to have more exposure, from scientists, and, representation matters. So, like, it's a bunch of, young Black kids that should really get into like programming. And, E, I know you and Rob are really into like the cryptocurrency. At my age, I still don't even know a lot about it. It's confusing, and it's almost fearsome to think about. Like, man, I can't make no money off of this. I don't know what to do. So it's like we need to really educate those, our youngsters and people even in our age bracket on other ways to make income, and so that they can see that I can aspire to have wealth in another way outside of working 96 hours a week. So I think that it's just about educating them and letting them know, and, bringing people in to speak to our students, accountants and computer engineers, and even our military people and mental health professionals, bringing them in to talk to our kids so that they can see that there is a lifestyle out there available for them and they can make a living off of those things.
Yeah, for sure.
That was well
Crow, talk to us.
Romanticizing the hood. Anybody can look this up. Prosperity and Wisdom Avenue. That's why I grew up in Jackson, Mississippi. I was tucked in between Burton Addition, Wood Street. Shady Oaks and Georgetown was in the front of us. And to be honest, people from the hood people who truly from the hood don't romanticize the hood like that. Only time you may see them romanticizing the hood is when they rapping a song in the club at the most. But a lot of the people from around the way that I know, they was trying to get on out, make it to the North Jacksons. You know what I'm saying? Make it and leave out to the Madisons and Pearls. For me, I just finished speaking to some kids this past week from a not so good part of Jackson. I'll just say that much. I won't say what side. And those kids really have some behavior issues, but at the same time, they want to get out. They have lack of resources. And like Jay Ward touched on, they don't see us, the ones that are doing it all the time, who really come and that's the thing. And I'm not taking anything away from somebody who from the suburbs or country or the country parts or what have you, because you might can go to your area. But they had 3 speakers there. Out of the 3 speakers, honestly, I stayed talking to the kids longer than any other speaker. They was asking me more questions, because to relate to somebody who from around the way like you, kind of not so much. You all may not have the same story like I told them, but you all have some things in common. And they like Jay would say, they see the fact that, hey, I see somebody who in social services before me. I see somebody who's really a doctor who's from around the way. I see somebody who's really an engineer from around the way. And that's the thing about it. They're romanticizing the fact that these rappers have all these things. The people that are from the hood, but I don't think a lot of hood people are just romanticizing the hood too much, unless they just, in their 20s, that 20 stage where they feel like they can't make it out. They just stuck in the hood. But those who are still young and still able and still kind of see a way, they trying to figure out their way out. But when they don't figure out their way, when they hit that 20 something and they're like, man, I feel like this is where I'm at. That's when they kind of romanticize it a little bit more and make it seem more than what it is. But when they're teenagers, a lot of these teenagers are scared of the life, of the environment that they're in, to be honest. They just put on that tough phase to get by. That's a lot of trauma that they're seeing every day. You know how many kids are thinking about completing suicide? You know how many kids go home to homes that are infested with abuse and things of that nature? So yes, they come in having to be tough, having to act this way. But in reality, they're scared and they're trying to figure out a way out. And we gotta step up and provide more avenues and be a better influence, and just go out and speak to them, seriously.
Rob, what's up? What's happening?
Man, I've thought about this a lot, man. My son is in Jackson, Mississippi, goes to Provine. And so when I go back to the crib, hang out with him, drive around the area, see his friends, watch his mannerisms, stuff like that, just see what he's picking up. It's hard for me to. So first thing is, a lot of Black people, many of us in this chat, most of us in Alpha Beta are like 1 to 2 years removed from either a sharecropper or poverty itself, like extreme poverty, be it the country, be it the suburbs, be it some type of rural area. And so many of us relate to extreme struggle, fighting through extreme struggle, and making it out and being successful. Many of us relate to that story. Many of us came from an area or a house where we didn't have a lot to eat. We didn't have a lot, but we fought through it, went to high school, got our grades up, went to college, got a degree, and they got a good job. Most of us relate to that story. But for some reason, when it comes to other Black people who didn't have to go through that same struggle or that same gate, we look at them in a different light, because a lot of us don't have respect for the Black people who didn't have to fight through all the stuff we had to fight through in order to get to where they are. And I believe it has a lot to do with their proximity to whiteness. And so a lot of Black people, if you love being Black, if you love being you, having to fight against white supremacy is something that we've been raised to do our whole entire life. So anything that's close to whiteness, we don't like. Anything. Because we've been fighting against that whole system our whole lives. And so that's why I believe a lot of Black people hug and hang to the hood culture, because that's where we're from. That's something that we know, we're familiar with. When we move out and we go back home, those are the people that we're hanging around with. Those are the people that we know. Some of our high school friends are still in that area. And so a lot of us have stories of either being in a house where the police broke in, busted through. A lot of us have stories of being stopped by the police. A lot of us have stories about knowing one of our homeboys that went to jail for drugs, or, hanging out with somebody that we were cool with that got killed in the drive-by, something like that. All of us have that story. So we're all deeply connected to that culture in one way or the other. Like my dad used to sell drugs, man. Like we all grew up in that type of culture, so we're directly connected to it. And so as we get farther removed from poverty, I believe that culture will eventually start to shift. But on the flip side of it, hood culture sells albums, sells records, it sells magazine covers because it's that allure of danger that people just can't stay away from. Like in the military, if you haven't been deployed, you don't have that combat patch on your shoulder, man, we not looking at you, we not talking to you, we not paying you no respect because you haven't been tried, tested, and true in the battlefield for you to be able to tell any of us anything. It's kind of the same way with black people. Like we feel like if you ain't been through some stuff in order to get to where you are, we don't respect what you're saying. We don't respect what you're talking about, which is why it helps for us brothers to be able to go to the school and to talk to these kids from the neighborhoods we came from to show them I'm from here, like Bolton Edward School. Me and E, we from Bolton. Us going down to Bolton and telling them, hey, I grew up like 3-4 miles from where you are, and this is where I am. That's why that type of stuff helps those kids so much, because if they don't see somebody that not only looks like them, but came from the same place they came from, they can't relate to it, man. Like when I was going to school, I can't remember, we had speakers coming all the time, but if you weren't from where I came from, nothing you said to me mattered, because
straight up.
I was smart enough to understand you didn't have the type of situation that I came from,
Right.
that I'm fighting through to try to make it out of this shit, man. Like you can't talk to me about this, because whenever I hear somebody tell a success story, I'm trying to figure out what the so what is. How did you jump from here to here? There's some point in the middle where you either had some decision you had to make, whether you had to turn left when you should have went right. There's always something in between. And so that's what we're supposed to be doing, is connect those dots to show them, hey man, I came from country Bolton, Mississippi. Dads to sell drugs, in an abusive home, this, that, and that, had cancer, family could barely afford my chemotherapy. And I came from this area in Bolton with no stoplights, got an academic scholarship because I worked my ass off despite my circumstances. And I came from this, and now I'm here. And so because we're so closely tied to the hood, man, most of us are, it's hard to let that culture go because it speaks to something in us, man. And so in order to make, the people behind us see how to make that transition, we have to show them that we came from where you came from. We understand, how hard it is. We understand what the plight is in America for black people, men and women, and we made it. We still fighting, but we made it farther than what our parents made. And so I think that's why it's so,
and Rob,
it's attractive, man.
Rob, let me touch on something. You said something. All right. So you said it is a struggle to let it go. So I had my struggle when I was at Jackson State, and I'll just be real with it about it. So for a minute, I was like, it's easier to come up in the hood, honestly. I saw an avenue to really make some good money. And I actually picked up the phone and called my dad, and I was like, yo, I'm about to leave school and make this happen. And that's the thing about it. Because out here in the world, you got to grind for a minute. We talked about that last week, being from Mississippi. You got to have that grind in you. You know what I'm saying? My dad had to be like, yo, son, you grind hard. You always work. So why would you go jump and go do that? You know what I'm saying? So you got to have somebody who's going to be a support system. Also, you got to have your hood, somebody big up in you in that process when they see you slipping and coming back that way. Like you say, I think it was Jay Ward saying the OG, somebody who from around the way saying, hey, you better than this. You can come up. You know what I'm saying? Because like, honestly, a nigga was about to really just say, fuck school and get on down and make some stuff happen. So it is easily to backslide because sometimes you have an easier networking system in that hood area versus out there in the world. So I can understand you on that, Rob.
It's a cold world, man. Like it's hard, man. It's hard, and it's hard to get through that muck that we all had to get through to get to the other side. Like there's a point where all of us were like, you either stay where you at, or you got to struggle through to get to that point. And for a lot of us, it probably would have been easier for us just to go back home because we already got stuff set up there. It's hard to jump out on your own and try to make another path for yourself. It's tough. To jump from, familiarity and comfort to a world where you don't know anything, you ain't made no connections yet. And so for a lot of kids, you have to start with them early to get their confidence up and to get their mind strong, because wherever the mind goes, that's where the body goes. So if your mind is weak, it's going to be real difficult to get the body to do anything. Real difficult.
Yeah. Go ahead, E.
Oh no, I'm saying like it's all about being I know like Rob had brought up being like being involved with him and speaking to him and whatnot. But sometimes it's just like they have to be open and receptive to it because it's a time for everybody, you know what I'm saying? So like I've had experiences where I wasn't the person that I am today. It just had to, you know what I'm saying? You have to experience things. Life has to knock you on your ass because life is really the best teacher out here for it. I mean, I'm pretty sure all of us have experienced something like a decision that we had to make while Becca was against the wall. We were just like, man, fuck this. I'm gonna go do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that led to the growth, right? It has to be something in that situation because just like getting told to do something, getting hollered at, you know what I'm saying, you yelling at them, you whooping their ass, you know what I'm saying, all this type of stuff. That's not gonna change their mental outlook on what their life could be. There has to be like an example of a verified bona fide example or a rubric for them to follow or something. You know what I'm saying? And they had to be accepted to. They had to be receptive to, like, understanding, okay, I understand my life might be fucked up right now, but this is where it could go if I start doing these habits. And whoever's showing them that has to encourage them, has to enrich them to do that type stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's the same reason why how this topic got started is just like that's the same reason why Black people like have such a taboo when it comes to personal finance. They're not ready to accept that like they made some bad decisions. It comes from them not reading. Parts of them education system is also flawed, and it's just that like, okay, it's okay to we get taught that we not supposed to make mistakes coming up in school, but how are you going to really learn and grow if you don't make these mistakes? You always listening to somebody, you know what I'm saying? You have to fall so you can see if you can get back up. Without that, you're never gonna grow.
Right. I think that a lot of like people just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like a computer engineer makes more money than the rapper that they see on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like so. Yeah.
Most
me, dog.
of them, yes.
Yes,
all
me.
Them niggas ain't making money like
exactly, bro. Because
I'm just speaking on like the YouTube residuals that some of these niggas be getting.
Oh, but they don't own that, bro. Trust me, dog. I be around all the rappers, dog. This shit is all fake.
That's true. I'll fall back.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they come over here to shoot their videos, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to get past that, and I think that people need to see that. Like, if you like in your program and stuff, and you making good money, man, go back to the hood and flex on these niggas, dog. Not flex on them, but show them, like, hey, I'm corporate America. I'm riding around in this. I'm looking like this. This is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you could do it. You know what I'm saying? And show these people.
I don't think the world is ready for me to be. I don't think they're receptive of how I would.
Because E gonna show up and be like, man, y'all niggas ain't shit. I'm the shit. So, like, and then he'll never be invited to speak at a school again. So there you go.
Yeah, but I do want to say that, like, I don't know no hood nigga that want to be in the hood. Like, I don't know no hood nigga that romanticize the hood. Everybody that romanticize the hood is not really from the hood. And I see that shit in Atlanta, and it really just baffled me, bro. Like, these people living in nice ass houses, upstairs, downstairs, and still with this boot, like, you still want to act like you from Zone 6. You know what I'm saying? But you're really from the suburbs in Gwinnett County somewhere, like the Migos and all that. Like, I just don't understand it. But you know, we from
That's
Mississippi,
an unnecessary shot. That's an unnecessary shot at the
bro.
Migos.
No, it's an unnecessary. I'm gonna tell you why it's not an unnecessary shot, bro. Because one, my brother is in the feds right now. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. And he grew up with my daddy in the house, with my stepmother in the house, two household, two nice ass jobs. You know what I'm saying? But again, people romanticize the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? The statistic would be I should be in the feds because I grew up in poverty with my mother that did not have a job, that lived off child support and welfare check. You know what I'm saying? So let's just talk about it. Like, literally, I should be the statistic. My brother should be a fucking like the nigga is the smartest nigga in the world, dog. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I say people glorify the wrong things. You see what I'm saying? Now, as far as this hood stuff, y'all already know. Like, we don't really got to get into it, but some people know, some people don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know where I come from. We ain't got to talk about it, but they just say, out of all my clique, I'm the only one that's still here. You know what I'm saying?
We see Laura. I watch Hometown. I know what Laura about.
Okay.
T. I know what Laura you talking about, T. I know what Laura you talking about.
But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We see Hometown, you know what I'm saying? But again, I stay 2 streets over. Straight up. Two streets over from what y'all see on Hometown. Totally different, bro. You can look it up now. It says poverty level. You see what I'm saying? So we got to think about this. Out of all my clique, I'm the only one that's here. I'm the only one that haven't went to jail. Like, one of my partners, my best friend, beat a murder charge. One of my best friends just got out the feds. My cousin, my cousin that looked out on me the whole time, he just went to the feds. He ain't getting home till he's 60. My other partner, we all got the same tattoos. He's sitting with 33 years. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So, like I said, everybody that I know that's from the hood don't want to be in the hood, and everybody that I know that's in the hood want all their partners to get out the hood too. But the problem is,
that's what I'm talking about.
But the problem is, people try to make money off the hood. You know what I'm saying? Because we're the culture, and we are, you know, we run $1 billion. You know what I'm saying, conglomerate, because of what we sell to people, and people push the wrong narratives, and we got to stop pushing the wrong narrative. Like I said, like, people like us that are doing something, what I said, we need to go back and show these folks. Like, Crow need to pull up and rep. You know what I'm saying? He need to pull up and rep.
Oh, do be pulling up and repping. That's what I'm saying. Like, Crowley be in there. Crowley be in the schools. Crowley be at the Boys and Girls Club. Crowley perform in the suits. Like, I go dressed up. Like, you ain't finna see me in my Jordans or nothing like that, because that's what they see the rappers and stuff in every day. So I go in. I go in head to suited and booted, and letting them know, hey, this is what you can get. We can buy the Jordans later on. I got a pair of Jordans out there in the car. You want me to go get them for you? But this way you need the head. You know, and they like, wow, because they don't see that on a daily until you dress up for church. And half of them don't even go to church. So you present something to them that they don't see.
I don't know about the dressing up part. It just depends for me, bro. Like, I like being comfortable. I'm
Rappers up to you.
Like, to me, because
rappers
at
up
the
to
same time, it's like we don't normalize being comfortable in our own skin. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole thing is like how I said earlier, it's like you doing white people stuff. You dressing up white or whatever. Like,
that's not white.
Wait. I'm saying
white people stuff, man.
But I'm saying that is the mentality, which is why AJ Ward, how do we reprogram that mentality? You see what I'm saying?
You know,
for me,
black men used to be saucy back in the day. Now,
Thank you. And that's what I
that's
tell them all the time, Corey. I tell them all the time, Renaissance days, all that. Hey, this how they dress. Like this is respectable dress right here for us. Not the
that's
pants
cool.
sagging.
Yeah,
That's
I ain't with
cool,
all that
fine,
either.
and dandy. But I'm saying though, if you putting on a front like you dressing up for them,
That's no
that's
front.
gonna not necessarily be as receptive because you putting on a facade of an image.
No.
Man,
All right, man. So
that's
that's
me.
it.
That's my point.
I love it, y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying?
We'll pick back
It
up
is what
on
it
it.
is. Yeah, we'll definitely have to come back to it. You know, I just want to apologize that I couldn't keep these guys in line with the Wi-Fi acting up, and then Swift in the back, he just doing all type of pushing on buttons and shit. I don't know what's going on. Swift, do you want to jump in and close us out, man?
Man,
Oh, you good?
Swift trying to counsel me because he know where I'm going.
Hey, y'all, Swift really a hypocrite, and I'm gonna tell you why.
So fast.
You muted, Swift. You muted. I got you.
For my young brothers out there who are interested, come on. Come on, granddaddy.
I didn't say that.
For my young brothers out there, we got one that says they ready.
Hey,
Hey.
Ready. She's shooting her shot. She is interested. Y'all let me know what's going on.
What?
No, she said the young brothers.
Yeah.
Oh,
The young brothers.
Young brother.
30 and under.
I just want apple pie.
But if you do have an uncle or
Lord.
Hey,
brothers been too dang game.
I'm the uncle. I don't need no. I'm the uncle.
You married, hush. So, Jay Ward, but we're gonna wrap this thing. I want to first.
Hey, let me put my Crowley voice on.
I appreciate you staying on with us tonight. We will not be on next Friday because it is Christmas, and I don't expect anyone to be on during the holidays. So, I want to say thank you to everyone. We will start the new year fresh on January 1st. But as for tonight, let's wrap this up. Fellas, y'all final thoughts.
My final thoughts is Swift is a hypocrite.
Okay, we can start with you.
My final thoughts. I want everybody to have a great holiday. Please enjoy your family while they're here. In 2020, man, I saw a lot of death, and it makes me value life more. So, make sure you celebrate your people, talk to your people, enjoy your people.
I'm gonna leave you all with this. Corey just said, we all did see a lot going on. In spite of
Crowley dropped down the whole octave.
It's octave, not octave.
Go ahead, Cole. I'm sorry.
You're not watching.
But in spite of everything that went on in 2020, let's definitely be grateful that we are here, that the family that we do have here, the friends that we do have here, let's be grateful and praise in that moment also. Happy holidays to you all. Let's be safe during this time. Let's be vigilant. We know this is come up season for some people who don't like to work. So please continue to be safe, wear your mask, pray for those who are in need, and let's help somebody during this time. Big up. Thank you all for watching for this 2020 year. Man, we got started in March and look at where we at now. And y'all done held tough with us. So, man, that's love. Spread the word. 2021, we hope to do it bigger and better for you guys. And shout out to you all, man. That's love.
Go ahead, G.
Yeah, I just want to say, man, Merry Christmas to everybody since we ain't going to be on this week. So, enjoy. Please social distance and all that, man. This corona real serious. I want to send a rest in peace to my boy T Trotter. His pop just passed from corona. Funeral is tomorrow. So, like I said, people don't take it serious till they hit home. So, just be careful over the holidays, man. And I want to thank y'all for checking us out. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube, Brothers Vent 2. 2021, we're going to take it to the next level, like for real. So we just appreciate y'all rocking with us this whole year, man.
E.
Oh shit. Yeah, y'all be safe out here, you know what I'm saying? Y'all be chill, be smooth, you know what I'm saying? Socially distance and shit like that, you know. Other than that, I said what I said. Y'all have a good evening, goddamn it.
Jay.
Don't mute me, Swift. I just want to say that I feel like my LB is being hypocritical when he says, get you an alpha beta man, and the moment his mama trying to get an alpha beta man, he trying to block it. So I feel like he's being hypocritical, and you don't need to do that, Swift. Other than that, Swift, I think I normally connect with kids. You got to find an entry point on how to connect with them. Like I hoop a lot, even though I'm old and my knees pay for it after I go hoop. A lot of kids, you know better. A lot of kids really inquire about what I do after we play. Like, are you a coach? Are you this and this? And I'm like, nah, man, I'm a theater teacher. They're like, theater. And then, that's our launching point, and I'm able to connect with them on that point. And then, they see the type of vehicle I drive, and I'm like, man, it's an old vehicle, man. There's a lot of people who got blah, blah, blah. So you got to find an entry point. If you just come on this high horse.
Jay Ward talked for 5 hours already tonight. I ain't got nope. Nope.
He did. And I couldn't cut him out because I ain't had no Wi-Fi.
Not happening. Go ahead. I'm messing with you, Jay Ward. Go ahead, Rob. I'm trying to wrap up
this racism, man. It's racism.
Thank you everybody for tuning in, man. This was just a pipe dream at the beginning of this year, man. Look what it's become. It's actually been very successful. I got a lot of people talking to me about it. I didn't even know watch the show. It's been a crazy year for me specifically, man. A lot of loss. So love on your family, whether it's close or far. Make sure you let them know what you feel about them. Have a safe Christmas. Social distancing. This Rona thing is just gonna pick up and go faster, man, after Christmas holidays because people hard-headed. And bring a friend back with you when you come back, after Christmas to view the show. And go like us on Instagram and Facebook. That's all I got.
Absolutely. Same thing everybody else said. Happy holidays. Please enjoy yourself. Please stay safe because Corona is real. Please
Swift, tell your mama company that my ward and your ward ain't the same ward. We're not related. We're not related at all.
Y'all so out of pocket, bro.
Hey, Jay Wood, we can go on a double day, Jay Wood. We can go on a double.
Let's go.
You gotta pull up. You gotta pull up.
Y'all double removed too.
Y'all having too much fun.
Too much fun. It's the blue juice. But anyway.
The 09 blue juice.
But anyway, y'all please.
Oh, nothing's gonna make old women talk like this.
Y'all have a great holiday. This is how we wrap. Mama, what up, so bad?
This nigga, man.
I said Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Y'all be good.
For sure.